Hello, Rhythm of Grace family. This is Surrender Chat. My name is Michelle, and I'm here to just have a chat with you about something regarding surrender. The Lord gives me these words, and I am here to share them. I hope you've had a wonderful weekend. If you're watching, please let me know where you're watching from, and that is if you are tuning in live or if you're watching this on the replay. If you have questions, go ahead and also put them down in the chat. And if they're a pertinent question, I will go ahead and answer it on the next Surrender Chat. So today I'm going to address something that we have all felt, but God has not called us this. God has called us many things. He calls us blessed and loved and more than a conqueror. But there is something that all of us will deal with from time to time. Now, this is not something God calls his children, but we as believers tend to take on this identity. This does not come from God telling us this, but rather a reaction to the results of our circumstances. And what I'm talking about is feeling like a failure. Now, perhaps you poured out all of your resources to do something and all you've ended up with is with nothing to show with your head in your hands. Sometimes we put our energy into a relationship such as a marriage and it doesn't work out. Perhaps you started a business that you poured a lot of resources in and that did not work out. Now, the feeling of failure causes us to shy back and to want to stop, and it causes us to doubt our abilities or desire to move forward. I just want to address a couple of things today. If you're feeling like a failure, I want today's Surrender Chat to encourage you. Number one, when something doesn't work out, it's an opportunity for a redirection. Not everything we're going to do is gonna work out on the first attempt. Having success is often tied to a lot of trial and error. I remember as working as a chef in a professional kitchen, and there's something that was always true. The first time you make something, you call it a burner because it does not come out well. I don't know if anybody on here has ever made pancakes, but usually the first couple pancakes are just terrible. They're not round, they're in pieces, they may be burnt. Why? Because that is our first attempt. With time and practice, things always get better. Every time something doesn't work out, don't fall into the trap of feeling like a failure. Rather, take it as an opportunity to step back and evaluate what did not work and to keep trying. Number two, we must make a choice not to quit. This is huge. When we feel like a failure, the temptation to quit is big. You might have thought to yourself, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I don't have the skills for this. The feeling of inadequacy can wear us down over time. It can erode our confidence and make us less likely to get back up and do what it takes to eventually be successful. This feeling can cause us to be wary. Galatians 6:9 says, let us not become weary in doing good. For at the proper time, we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Some people quit way too early, missing the breakthrough that was there if they would have just gotten back up and tried again. God did not make you to quit. God did not create you as a failure. God gave you the abilities to get back up and to not quit. Now, God's word says that at the proper time, we will reap a harvest if we don't give up. That means if we give up, that means we're missing that harvest. We're missing that breakthrough that was there for us, but we did not persist and be faithful to get back up and keep trying. Number 3, sometimes we believe that things are just going to come easy, and that is not how this works at all. You need endurance to work through the times when it doesn't work. Hebrews 10:36 says, "For you have need of endurance, so that when you have done the will of God, you may receive what is promised." For us to receive what is promised, we need to do the will of God. And many times within the will of God, there are times that we're going to do things out of our own ideas, out of our own flesh, and they're not going to work out. No, we need to persist and get back up and keep trying. We're not a failure. Let's see. Perseverance is key here. And you realize perseverance doesn't even begin until we want to quit. You got to set your eyes on a goal and decide to persevere. Decide that you will not quit. That only true failures in this life are the ones who get knocked down and don't get back up. As long as you're getting back up, as long as you're saying, "I'm not a failure," as long as you're not believing that lie, then you will continue to progress, because you're not a failure. You're not meant to quit. You're meant to get back up. And number 4, why would the Lord allow a path of resistance, failed attempts, and the things that tempt us to quit? The thing is that the Lord allows it. The call of God and the success in business and keeping something sustained for the long term requires your skills and ability to meet your character. Like, God gives us these tough seasons, allows these things for that character building. Romans 5:4 says, "And endurance produces character, and character produces hope." God does not want you to be like a firework, to be bright and visible and then flame out. Like, what the things the Lord is cultivating in you, He wants to have staying power. He wants to have legacy. He wants to produce in you things that last. Everything from ministry to business to your family. And those things cannot be produced outside of patient endurance. Now, perhaps things haven't worked out for you. Take that as an opportunity for God to highlight the reason that it did not work out and readjust you according to His wisdom about what you are doing. If you've had a string of things that have not worked out, perhaps you need to be asking the Lord, what is the common thread between these things for why it didn't work out? Because sometimes we do the same thing over and over again and we expect different results, but that's not how things work. Like, we must be flexible to listen to the Lord's wisdom and wisdom in business and be real about our situation, about why it didn't work. Just because we did something that didn't work once, if we make that adjustment to something that will work, we'll start seeing what didn't work start to work, start to persevere, we persevere through it, but it starts to make progress in the right direction. When you choose to persevere and do not do what your flesh wants, which is to quit, God can move you over time forward to what works. If you surrender what does not work to the Lord, that's when we allow Him to lead us. And what He directs and leads always has the best outcomes. I want to encourage you today that if you're feeling like a failure, that is a lie from the enemy, and that you, to move forward, choose to surrender that feeling of failure to persevere and get back up. And that thing is that as we persevere to get back up, to keep trying, to keep asking for the Lord's wisdom, He will eventually and gradually lead you towards that breakthrough that you need. God is for you. He did not create you to be a failure. He created you with perseverance to get back up and to continue being developed in who He is creating you to be, whether it be in your ministry, your business, or in your family. So this is what I have for you here on this surrender chat. I hope you guys all are having a beautiful day and that you've had a great weekend. I got to get on to other things for my day. So until next time, you guys be blessed, and I'll see you again for the next surrender chat. All right. Bye.